There is a real estate crisis that is crossing America that started in New York City, and it's the most incredible opportunity of your life right now, and most people have no concept of what's going on. The truth is that governments around the country lied by holding back information because they were holding back a ton of auctions, people that could not pay their bills on homes, and they held it back, and now they've unleashed this deluge of tax sale auctions. I started teaching people about this a while back, and I'm going to read a story out of the New York Post. It's entitled "Tax Lien Sales by New York City Threaten to Worsen the Affordable Housing Crisis." It's interesting how the reporters put a little twist on it, but I have to tell you, my students keep emailing me and telling me how they're getting checks in the mail now after having multiple successful tax lien closings where they are making incredible amounts of money on their investments, and you need as little as $300 to do this. And I'm going to put the link down below. Today's the last day for the Memorial Day sale, and in there is that tax lien and tax sale, tax deed, bundle. It costs, and there's a point soon where I'm going to be raising all the prices of my courses 10 times, and I'm going to explain all of that stuff. I've been finally convinced that I have to stop doing this on a lower scale because my company will 10x when I do it. It's a sad thing. It has to do with the Rolls Royce and all this stuff. You're going to see all this stuff come out, and I'm not going to hide anything of what I'm doing. You're going to witness the true sad reality of human beings and a poor mindset versus a rich mindset. But let's dive into this story. It says here, alarm bells are only just starting to ring about a huge threat to the city's housing stock. The growing crisis of older rent-regulated apartment buildings, especially the smaller ones owned by mom and pop landlords. It goes into some stories, boo-hoo, feel bad for the people that aren't paying their bills. I don't feel bad, okay? I know what it's like to lose property. I know what it's like to almost lose my home. I had only 6 mortgages to my name, but 3 financial crises hit me so hard. Even my 6 months emergency fund wasn't enough to sustain that blow. So I know what it's like. And I had to take it like an adult. But there are a lot of people that don't take it like an adult. And the truth is, a lot of people don't sit back and are prepared to take advantage of these things. After putting tax lien sales on hold early in the pandemic, the department was set to hold its first one in years on May 20th, only to postpone it to June 3rd as it began to realize how bad things may be. Now, here you've got the city of New York that has not held a tax lien or tax deed auction for years and years, and now they're afraid to simply because of what it's about to do. Check this out. It said in these sales, the city gets cash up front while the lien purchaser gains the rights to collect on the debt. They can start charging high interest rates plus penalties. So let me explain what that means. Every city or county across the country has a rule that if somebody stops paying their tax bill, their property tax bill, they're allowed to either put that bill up for auction as a tax lien, or they can auction off the property as a tax deed. And so anyone, as long as you know how to do this, and I'm not joking, this is one of the most convoluted, hidden ways to make incredible money in the real estate industry. Less than 1% of real estate investors have ever participated in one of these auctions. And it's scary how one of my coaches, Coach Matt, went to one in Parker, Arizona. Guess really quick how many people showed up for that auction, and there were over 50 properties for auction. Just guess really quick, just type it down below. How many people were there bidding for 50 properties? As I'm getting your answers, what happens is when let's say it's a tax lien sale, the county or city sets the interest rate. They go, it's either 8%, 10%, 18%, even sometimes into the 30 percentile, right? All right. When you buy it, let's say someone is behind on their taxes by $1,000. And there's all these different rules for all these different counties. It was very hard to put this course together because it's very detailed. It's the most detailed course I've ever seen because I went and bought them all up to make sure I was doing a good job. And it was, you buy that $1,000. It's the starting bid. Let's say nobody bids on it. You buy it for $1,000, and it's, let's say, an 18% taxing state. If the owner pays off their tax bill the next day, they owe their $1,000 plus $180 to you. You instantaneously get the $18. Now, there's a redemption period. It could be 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. So they can have all that time to pay you back, and you know that ahead of time. But then if they don't pay you back in that redemption period, you can file a 1-page document with the county or city and say, hey, I've not been paid, so we got to do something. It's got to go to auction. And 9 times out of 10, when the county goes, yep, you're right, we're putting the property on auction, the owner instantly pays. Weird, right? Oh my gosh, the repo man's picking my car up. I guess I'll pay my bill now. But the point being is that that's how it works. And people are making incredible money. And there are more properties than people bidding on them. So the answer to the Parker, Arizona is Matt showed up. He was the third person in the room, and he only went to get some footage and to study that auction to be able to bring it back to his monthly coaching call students. It's incredible how many properties are not being sold to these auctions, and then they go over the counter. So let's go a little bit more into this New York Post story. It says owners struggling to pay that, along with all their bills, are winding up deferring even vital building maintenance. Some eventually just walk away, abandoning the property and all of its debts. Others lose the building to foreclosure. Well, those are actually two of the exact same things. The reporter doesn't even know what they're reporting on. When people are struggling to pay that along with their bills, they're like, yeah, it's your bill. You were supposed to pay property tax. If you don't pay your property tax, the city or county government doesn't have the money to pay its teachers, its firefighters, its police, create the roads. It doesn't have the money to do that. So it goes, hey, we need the money. So it allows anybody like you to go and to pay their debt for them. But in return, they have to pay, when they pay you back, they have to pay you back with interest. And it's a good clip of interest. It's actually the most amazing system ever, because what it does is it defers them losing their house. Because let's say it's a 1-year redemption period, and someone's like, I'm not paying my property tax. 9 times out of 10, you can go to their house and, oh, look at that expensive car they drive, and they pay payments for that. See, people get themselves in these situations, but you pay their debt for them. They now have a year to pay you back plus the interest, or they choose to lose their house. It's the exact same thing. It happens if you don't pay your car payment, the repo man comes. But yet, the repo man on a car comes a lot quicker than if you don't pay your property taxes. I think it's the most incredible project or process ever, to be honest with you. It's one of the only things I've ever seen the government do that's fair. Gives the person more time, right? And it says here, tenants suffer as everything falls into disrepair and can suffer more if the building winds up owned by unscrupulous and predatory speculators. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at this woke, moronic, idiotic reporter. Think about it. He's sitting there, this reporter's sitting there going, oh man, these people are going to be hurting. Are you kidding me? The dude that owns the property or the lady that owns the property is already not paying their bills. So I'm pretty sure they're not doing other good things. So then someone like you gets to walk in and you buy this lien, and when it goes to auction, do you know what the starting bid on these auctions are? Just take a guess. Let's say it's a $10 million property and there's $10,000 in back taxes on it. What do you think the starting bid would be? $10,000. The starting bid is what's owed to the county plus whoever bought the lien, the interest rate on it. So let's say it's an 18%. It's not in New York, but for easy math, $10,000 plus 18% interest, so that's $1,800. So now you're at $11,800 plus any fees associated with the auction. So the starting bid on that would be probably around $14,000 to $15,000. Do you think that property, did I say $10 million? That $10 million property, you think it's gonna sell at auction? Yeah, it's gonna, guaranteed. And what's really cool about that process, you know that the first person is paid, even if there's a mortgage. Did you know this? Even if there is a mortgage on that property, Do you know the first person that gets paid is you, if you're the lien holder? You're ahead of every single lien. That's how it's set up. Now, you can't say it's guaranteed money, but it's gosh darn near guaranteed money. You just can't say the word guarantee because the government hates that. This is absolutely the most amazing opportunity ever. And this just showing you that New York had its first tax sale or lien sale scheduled, and then they changed it to June. They postponed it because they're scared of what it's going to show. You want to know why they're scared? It's because someone like me is going to report on how many thousands and thousands. I mean, we're talking, I wouldn't be surprised right now in New York City, there's over 10,000 lien sales being ready to go up on auction. What do you think that's going to do to the press? They're going to have a feeding frenzy. And it's going to be coming out that there's a real estate crash in New York. Because if there's 10,000 lien auctions going up, then there's 10,000 properties that are running the risk of being foreclosed on after they run through their due diligence period, their holding period of those liens. This is exciting to me. If you want to learn how to do this, that course bundle down there, the tax lien and tax deed master, you're going to learn everything you want. And if you want coaching, there's coaching calls associated you could buy for that twice a month. I've given you everything you need to succeed in this. And then once you learn it, you're going to know it forever. And more than likely, most of you will start buying your own personal homes through these auctions. And you could do it anywhere in the country. If you live in Nevada and you want to buy tax liens and deeds in Texas, go for it. It's all done online now. It's all automatic. You can literally sit down at your computer in your pajamas, start buying liens, and start watching magic internet money show up in your mailbox. I'm not even joking. This is an incredible opportunity, but this cycle will not always be around. There's always tax liens and deed sales going on, but this is a massive portion because people were let to stay in their home and not pay their bills during COVID, and now it's being unleashed on the world. All right, there's the information. I hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.